America has spoken, and the message is loud and clear. We don't want nothing to do with Jesus. We'll take anything and everything else. We'd much rather free Palestine than Nigeria or Venezuela. Even though Palestine was never even a real place. We would much rather embrace Muslim nationalism than Christian nationalism. But we say we don't, when it comes to Christianity, we don't want nobody telling us what to do or how to think, which Christians don't do that anyway. You don't tell you what to do. We just tell you what the Bible says. But you got Muslims that telling you got to do Sharia law. Well, they're doing it in Europe. They can't do that here yet, but that's what they're working on. They're doing it in Canada. They're up there screaming death to Canada. And it's like, and then they're coming to try to do the same thing here. Nobody has a problem with it. But we just don't want G. But the thing is, you're going to accept and embrace something. And if you don't want Jesus, you have to take something. Jesus said, let every man have his own wife, every wife have her own husband. We don't like that. So, we decided that love is love. Matter of fact, we decided that the rainbow, which God gave as a sign that he would never flood the earth again, let's change that. Let's make that mean the symbol for homosexuality, a thing that is completely antichrist. Let's make it that. And while we're at it, let's say anybody who says that it's a sin, we'll just call them a homophobe. Well, there's some things that you accept with that as well. Now you're accepting men in dresses reading to your children in school. We can't say nothing about it because this is what we want. So we want it. We want to be cool. We want to be woke. We want to be accepting. So we're gonna accept that. Perverted books. Over and over again, you hear people talking about these books that are teaching children about sexual acts and things that you shouldn't even be thinking about when you're in grade school, 4 or 5 years old. What is this stuff doing in school? But we don't want God's way, so we have to embrace something else. We have to embrace other things. And the devil's going to make sure, because see, this stuff is spiritual, whether you realize it or not. You don't want to accept that, but it is. And that's even why homosexuality, why transgenderism, that stuff is so big. It ain't just because people just decided to do that. These are things that the devil is convincing people to do because it goes against God's order. But just understand, when you go against God's order, you're going to get a whole lot of extra stuff that you didn't ask for. You know what I mean? You're getting a whole lot of stuff you didn't ask for. Like gay parades where people have naked men stripping in front of children. That's sick. But because it's homosexuals, we don't want to say nothing about it. We accept it. It's okay. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're not even really going to talk about that part. But it's sick. And it's disgusting. But when you reject Christ, a lot of other things always come with that. Just understand that. I could go on. I'm not going to do that right now, though. Shoot. There's so much stuff to talk about as far as that goes. But that main central theme, when you reject Christ, you're going to accept other things. And it's going to be a lot more than what you bargained for.